Hey everyone, my name is Wes, and welcome back to another episode of Terror Talk where I discuss creepy clips online. I created this original horror music to add to the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to leave your own comments, and when you're done watching, check the description if you'd like to listen to my music without the commentary. Now let's get into it and have some fun.
This happened last year during Hollywood Bash weekends. I go to Rowan University, and for anyone who doesn't know, Holly Bash is Rowan's big spring festival, kind of like our own mini Coachella. It's held every April on Hollybush Green, right near the historic Hollybush Mansion. There are carnival rides, food trucks, lawn games, and a concert with a surprise headliner. The whole campus shows up. It's supposed to be the most fun day of the year. I was a sophomore at the time, and like a lot of other students, I stayed out late that night. Rowan's in a pretty quiet suburban neighborhood. Glassboro doesn't really feel dangerous, even at 2 in the morning.
Do you have any crazy party experiences like this? Let me know in the comments below, and did anything really scary happen at one? Let me know in the comments below. I was never really a party type in college, I'm not gonna lie. But I can sort of, I guess, kind of see the appeal, but not really. That's just not really my personality. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you've had any really scary experiences related to any kind of parties like this.
That's probably why I didn't think much of it when I left my friend's dorm and started walking back to Chestnut Hall alone. What I didn't know was that earlier in the night, around 12:30 a.m., a group of masked people, like 10 of them, maybe more, had been seen banging on doors and riding bikes around campus, including outside Chestnut. I personally never saw that firsthand, but apparently it was alarming enough that people were posting about it online while it was happening. I didn't check any of that stuff. I was just trying to get back to my dorm. So it's about 2:30 a.m. I swipe into Chestnut Hall, go inside, and I'm walking towards the stairs when I notice someone sitting in the lounge. That alone isn't weird. It's a college dorm. People are up all the time. But the guy was wearing a mask, not a COVID mask, like a full on black ski mask. And he wasn't doing anything, just sitting there, dead silent. It took me a second to process. I actually paused near the entrance of the lounge, kind of frozen. It didn't make sense. I had no idea what he was doing there or why he was masked, but it genuinely freaked me out.
Yeah, wouldn't that be super alarming if you walked in to the building of your dorm and there was a guy with a full on ski mask right there in the entrance kind of area? Like, what would you do in that situation? Because I don't know about you, but I don't even know what I would do. It would be super creepy and alarming to run into something like that, wouldn't it? Because you know definitely something is not right in that situation.
And then he jumped off the couch and turned towards me in one quick motion. I didn't even think. I ran down the hall and ducked into the nearest bathroom, locking the door behind me. I must have stayed in there for at least 5 minutes, long enough to hear the hallway go completely silent again. I didn't want to seem paranoid, but my gut was screaming at me. Eventually, I cracked the door open and peeked out. No one was in the hall. I thought maybe he had left. I stepped out. I didn't want to sprint and freak myself out even more, so I just walked toward the other exit. That's when I saw him again. He was still in the lounge, still masked, and this time he was directly across from where I had to walk. His bike was leaned against the door, and there was a chair wedged between the wall and the frame, like it had been jammed there on purpose. I had pepper spray on my keychain. I pulled it out and held it in front of me. I didn't aim or threaten him. I just showed that I had it, hoping it would be enough. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I walked past him. He didn't try to stop me. He didn't even flinch. It was like he wanted me to see him, like the fear was the whole point. I didn't look back. I pushed the other door open and left the building. I was halfway to Magnolia, and I heard the sound of bikes behind me. 3 more masked people rode up next to me. They didn't touch me or try to grab me, but they were heckling me, laughing, saying things I couldn't make out. I know that sounds pretty harmless on its own, but a few of them were waving around what looked like guns, which was the part that freaked me out the most. I Guess they could have been fake or airsoft guns, even, but it was clear that they were trying to intimidate me.
Yeah, this group of people, whoever it was, are clearly very mentally ill, aren't they? Like, something is clearly mentally wrong when you have to go to this extent to terrorize people on a college campus. And it may seem harmless in their eyes, but I feel like this is kind of like the onset of what could turn into a college massacre. Don't you? Or like a campus massacre, or just like something really horrible like that. And it does point this behavior does point to that, doesn't it? Because this is very mentally ill behavior, and yeah, it's just kind of crazy that sick people like this are out in the world, and I think a lot more sick people than we actually realize.
I tried to ignore them, but I could feel how close they were riding, just barely out of arm's reach. I made it to Magnolia and texted my friend to come meet me outside. He walked me back to Chestnut, and that made me feel a lot safer. Luckily, the bikers were gone by then. I didn't call the police that night. I wasn't hurt, but I was really scared. I can't even fully explain why. It wasn't until the next morning that I told my mom everything. She ended up reporting it. Later that night, some of my guy friends texted me that they'd also been approached by a group of masked guys, and a few of them had pulled guns. Nobody was hurt, but it was enough that campus police started taking it seriously. I've heard a lot of rumors about who those guys were. Some people think it was just a bunch of local kids trying to scare people. It's just the gun detail that freaks me out. It's likely that a group of armed, non-students had somehow made their way into my dorm that night, the place I live. I've been scared to walk home alone ever since.
Well, gee, no shit. I hope that security would take it seriously after that. I mean, Christ, come on. Like, how much more serious does it have to get before security takes something seriously? But, yeah, the whole gun thing, that's just, like, on a whole different level. And I think when guns become involved, whether they're real or fake guns, is kind of hard to say in this situation. But either way, it really is unsettling, isn't it? Because, like I said before, this is exactly the type of group of people, or if not the entire group, like certain individuals within the group, would go on a college massacre, or just a shooting in public in general, because, yeah, very, very sick individuals in my opinion. But kind of crazy that this stuff happens, and it probably happens more often than we think, which is the scary and sad thing about it. So, yeah, you just gotta be cautious and stay safe in these kind of situations, and running into the bathroom and locking yourself in there, or whatever you gotta do to get yourself out of harm's way is the best thing to do in that situation. But yeah, pretty crazy and creepy. And I hope you enjoyed my commentary and the music, and I will see you in the next video.